So before we dive into the fun stuff, let's take a quick. We just have to pull off into the trailer park just for a hot second. We don't have much to talk about. I thought we were gonna have a lot to talk about. It turns out that there's just really one thing here that's a big thing, and then there's like a little carny side stand that says it's Daredevil, and we're just like, And I don't see anything here that makes me think that this is gonna be better than last season, which, if longtime viewers will remember, was my most disappointing show of last year. Was Daredevil Born Again?
Oh yeah, it sucked ass.
So it had so much potential, and then it trashed it all in various stupid, self-inflicting ways. Yeah, I hope it's better, and Bullseye's costume is still bad. Okay, so speaking of bad costumes, have you ever wanted to watch Friday Night Lights and have it also vaguely, kind of, almost, sort of be Green Lanterns? Now, to do this, we need to make it so that the Green Lanterns never leave Earth, and so that the rings themselves don't choose the new lanterns, and so that Kilowog is not in charge of training the new lanterns, okay? But it takes place in Texas.
Yeah.
Who's on board for lanterns, baby? Oh, yeah, here we go, folks. Kyle, what's his nuts, and
Kyle
another
Chandler
guy.
and Aaron Pierre's, who plays... So Kyle Chandler plays Hal Jordan. Aaron Pierre plays Jon Stewart in... What I heard is Aaron Pierre's Jon Stewart is going to be in the next Superman movie. Mm-hmm. I'll be honest, when I first started watching this trailer, I had no idea what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Because it said lanterns, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me watch this. You couldn't tell what the fuck it was?
It's not Green Lanterns.
No.
I'll tell you that.
No.
There's a dusty old, bad, not green, costume in the back of Hal Jordan's closet, which, again, doesn't make sense because that's not how Green Lanterns work.
No.
You know you're in a bad situation when the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern is more canonically accurate than you are. Not good, guys. Also, there is another Green Lantern in this universe. Well, how do these guys feel about Guy Gardner?
Well, he's in the cast list, so he's going to be in the series also.
So, like, what the fuck are we talking about?
You can't have three lanterns on. Like, what the fuck are we?
Like, my big takeaway was, what is this, and why is it calling itself Green Lantern? Because it's so clearly not, to the point where, like, there's a few shots that seem almost like a Twin Peaks-style fever dream, where, like, Hal Jordan flies off, and you're like, did the coach from Friday Night Lights just leave? Like, just full-on dip? And there's a ring and a costume. Ooh, there's a ring on the dashboard. But, like, here's my thing. Last I checked, and I could be wrong, but last I checked, the rings choose their user.
Yes.
The ring, so Amon Sur, when he's dying, isn't like, I gotta go find this one specific guy. The ring leaves him and finds Hal and brings Hal back and says, you are Green Lantern, this is the guy you're replacing, he has these last few words for you. Or sometimes you don't even get that. Why would Hal be in charge of his training? Why would his training take place on Earth, the place that's going to be least impactful to his training? The Green Lanterns are a cosmic police force.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, superhero stuff, but it doesn't look like there's much superhero stuff going on. It looks like this is a police procedural, but also has Green Lanterns. And I'm just like... Also, Coast City is in California! So why is this in Texas, and why is Kyle Chandler playing Hal Jordan with a Texas accent, and what the fuck, man? Like, how can you get something so profoundly wrong? How bad is it? It's so bad, I would rather watch Ryan Reynolds in Green Lantern than watch Kyle Chandler in Lanterns. That's how bad it is.
The part that makes me... And I can imagine you would have this same cringe to it. All I could think about while watching this is James Gunn saying, I'm such a big fan.
Yeah.
Only a fan like me can change the lore.
You guys don't understand, okay? I'm a bigger fan than you guys are.
Yeah.
So I actually know this way better than you guys do. And as a result, you just need to trust me on this.
And that's the vibe I got from this trailer. Because
like, we trusted you with Jor-El's Legacy?
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah. And so it's like... I have zero faith in the DCU now.
No.
Like, I'm not going to lie, I had the tiniest shred of faith before Superman.
Uh-huh.
And it was only because I thought, you know what, James Gunn, I haven't loved his movie since the first Guardians. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because Zack Snyder was so bad, you can't be that bad.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say it's that bad, but it's close.
It's like
borderline.
I'm seriously like it. I would rather watch the terrible, awful garbage Green Lantern movie than watch this because that one has Kilowog in it.
Yeah.
Because that one, like, they teased that the squirrel's going to be in it. The squirrel's going to be in it for 5 fucking minutes. For 5 fucking minutes at the very end as a bit.
And it's going to be voiced by James Gunn's brother.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And it's just like, this is garbage. Yeah. Do not take the garbage and run with it. It's garbage. Like, this is the worst thing. I can't imagine a worse interpretation of this story than this. How in the world is this a good, like... So, I want to put this in context. You could do Training Day, but with Green Lanterns. That's what this could be, right? It could be one of those things where John isn't getting along with Kilowog for whatever reason, and Hal takes him under his wing, and they go off, and they're doing Training Day type things, and then it turns out that Hal is infected with the yellow poison Parallax, and it turns out it's all been bad. You know, like, there's interesting things you could do with a Green Lantern story, and none of them take place on Earth. And none of them involve Hal Jordan just talking to the police and being in custody. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. What in the world are we doing? And this is going to be an entire series. This isn't a movie. This is like a multi-hour series. Yeah. It's going to be slow. Yep. It's going to be boring. Yep. And it's not going to have any superheroing almost whatsoever. It's going to have a lot of John and Hal butting heads over procedure. It's not going to have the Guardians. It's not going to have Oa. It's not going to have the Yellow Lantern Corps. It's not going to have the Spectrum Corps. It's not going to have anything interesting. Kilowog's not going to show up in this because if he was, they would have told us. They would have shown it to us and made us more interesting. This whole thing is bullshit. And if you were doing this with like Kyle Rayner, it'd be one thing. Like, that'd be bad. But like the fact that you're going to have Guy Gardner and Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart in this fiasco of a Lantern show. And I'm so pissed. This looks so bad.
Well, the whole thing they're going to play off of is what James Gunn has played off of with a lot of his stuff is it's going to be on HBO, and they're going to say fuck. Yeah. And so it's like, oh my God, Green Lantern's going to say fuck. But that's, that wears thin. Like, it weared thin with Peacemaker. The first season was fun. The second season was not very good at all.
That's not enough.
No, it's not enough.
You can't have the entire thing be, but it's edgy. Okay. And also because Green Lantern was edgy before. And also because, again, everything is self-defeating here. Because the moment you're like, but we're going to be like an edgier cop drama with Green Lantern. I'm like, then why does it take place on Earth? You know what would be edgy? Going anywhere else. Yeah. So you can have storylines about capturing genocidal warlords. And how to handle situations. And it's like a Star Trek, but with Green Lanterns.
It's funny you say that, because Damon Lindelof, who did Star Trek Into Darkness and wrote for Lost and all that, is the creator, one of the creators.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Again, another guy who saw the idea of Star Trek and said, but why don't they just teleport planet to planet?
Yeah. Which he did right Into Darkness. There you go.
This is what I'm saying! Yeah. So, you missed the point entirely!
The part that makes me furious about this is I can see going to this type of storyline if somebody in the past had done Green Lantern before and done it well. Yeah. The only time it's been done well is on animated. Yeah. No one has done a live action one well yet. No. So why don't you do the actual fucking Green Lantern well first? Right. Then a few years down the line you can do a spinoff like this because it's like, all right, well, we already did the OG well. So now maybe we'll branch out to something different. But no, this is most people's going to be their first interaction with Green Lantern. Because no one's going to go back and show their kids the fucking Ryan Reynolds one. And it's like, this is what we fucking get.
This is it?
This is dog shit.
It's like looking at Arrow and being like, this is Green Arrow. It's like, no, it's not. That's not fucking him. You made the wrong guy. Yeah. You turned Oliver Queen into Batman. What the fuck?
Oh, and quick tangent. This reminded me, after our last episode, I did read Spider-Man Noir. Yeah. Fucking awesome.
Isn't it great?
Same type of thing like this, where it's like, you have it. Why are you changing it so fucking much and making it just
All you have to do is make the thing.
Yes.
Like, that's what makes me extra crazy about Lanterns, is that not that long ago, in a DC animated film, they had an adult-style storyline that followed Jon Stewart being selected to be a Green Lantern and him having to pair up with Adam Strange and Hawkgirl and a bunch of other guys to go on this cosmic quest that ended with him having to fight Hal Jordan. And it's like, just make that! Just make that put in live action! Just make it! Just do it! It can be line for line exactly the same.
Yeah.
But, like, I get it. There's already a Hawkgirl. I don't fucking care. Make something like this. Make something cool. Yeah. It's already there. You don't have to... We are willing to look the other way for plagiarism. Like, that's the level of desperation. You just said it.
They've already introduced the Hawkgirl character.
Yes.
So you don't have to introduce her.
Yes.
You could just have her be part of the group.
Or have this new idea of, like, there's the Kendra Hawkgirl that we met in Superman, but there's also a race called the Thanagarians, who are also out there that are also Hawk people. And then there's also Carter Hall, who thinks he's a reincarnated version of an ancient... So, like, the Hawk mantra stuff is all over the place to begin with. Lean into that.
They did that version in, what's that spin-off of The Flash? Heroes of Tomorrow?
Yeah, Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow. They did that spin-off of Hawk people where they're like reincarnations. Yeah. They did it in a fucking CW TV show. They can't do it in a movie.
It's canon. Lean into it. Lean into nobody fuck knows. Are these people reincarnations of Thanagarians that came here to ancient Egypt? Maybe. Who fucking knows? But it's lean into it because it has magic and outer space and cosmic and everything that you need to build a universe. And you can just nestle it in this Green Lantern story or not. But, like, do something bold. Do something interesting. When I joke that this is Friday Night Lights, it's because it looks like Friday Night Lights. It's not just because of Kyle Chandler. It's because there's a scene that takes place on a high school football field. Like, this is maddening to me. This makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Jon Stewart is from the metro area, the Northeast. Hal Jordan is from the LA area, the Southwest. No one is from Texas. Why does this take place in Texas? Is it just because it's Kyle Chandler?
I will give the only reason I'm going to say this is the first thing I thought. This is the Tyler Sheridan effect.
Yeah.
The guy that's done Yellowstone and all those shows, they all take place in either Texas or Montana. And I guarantee they're like, dude, we got to do something to bring in that demographic. So let's have it in Texas.
Yeah.
Because they're afraid if they do it in California, it'll alienate a whole political side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
But that takes it, like you're saying, it's not
it makes
the fucking
no fucking sense! And why isn't this just in space? Why is this on Earth at all, let alone Texas? We can get into the Texas of it, but why is it even on Earth?
Yeah.
Why is he training John? Where is Kilowog? Why isn't... The Green Lantern Corps is the most bonkers, zany, out of this world, literally... Like, unless you're doing New Gods, like, it's the only way to go above Lanterns is New Gods. Lanterns is pretty high up there in how crazy off-world you can go. There's a mathematic equation that is a Green Lantern.
Yeah.
Okay? And you're gonna try and ground it in this, like, earthbound, procedural police drama bullshit? Why? Why would you even do that?
My only thought on that, and I did think about this as well, and if this is the case, then just don't do the show, is they were given a paltry budget and said, we want you to make the show. We don't have a lot of money for special effects, so you got to work around it.
Then don't do it.
Then don't do it.
Then don't do it.
Then don't fucking do it.
Then don't do it.
Do an animated version.
Do an animated version. Do a movie. Do a movie that you can give a bigger budget to with a shorter time so you have more budget per minute to use, and you can do a basic story in space as a proof of concept. But don't do a show where you have this budget that's stretched out over 8 episodes and you can't do any cosmic stuff, and the best you can do is hooking Kyle Chandler up to wires and having him fly away on a truck.
Yeah.
Where you can practically see the truck carrying him off on wires. And it's just like, what the fuck, man?
This was their opportunity with this new regime to say, we are going to make an hour and 45 minute adult animated Green Lantern show or movie, and we're going to promote it this is not for kids, and get people into the animated sector, and then we can bring all of our back catalog and show everyone and be like, oh my god, this is amazing, and then start a whole new franchise on the animated side, and they fucked it up. And they're going to ruin it because they needed to make it with people no one gives a shit. No one gives a fuck about. Nothing against Kyle Chandler. No one gives a fuck about Kyle Chandler anymore. No one in the show anyone gives a fuck about.
I don't think anybody... I think there is a window where Kyle Chandler was relevant. And it's the window between Friday Night Lights and King Kong. Peter Jackson's King Kong. I think that was his window. And as soon as that window shut, he's been just doing this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
All the time.
Which is true, because I remember when I saw Wolf of Wall Street, I was like, hey, it's that guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember his fucking name.
Exactly. I couldn't remember his name at the beginning of this fucking segment.
Yeah.
Because he is white toast from 20 years ago. You know? And now, like, he's a Jai Kortney type. He's a fucking what's-his-nuts and Dingleberry.
But I see what you mean. He's as relevant as Jai Kortney. He's a much better actor.
This is what I'm saying.
But he's as relevant.
But like there's a bunch of them. Like Jason Clarke, who was in Planet of the Apes.
Yep.
What's-his-nuts? Joel Edgerton from Warriors. Like, these guys are great actors.
Yep.
Nobody fucking knows who they are. They're like, white man number 8 on SNL. Who the fuck is that guy?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know who that guy is or why I would ever know who he is ever again. And so it's just like, Kyle Chandler is that from 20 years ago. And now he gets to be Green Lantern. And on the surface, I'm like, fine. I don't really care. That's not that big a deal. And the guy playing Jon Stewart seems fine. A little old to be training to go into the Green Lantern Corps. I understand that Jon was a Marine, but he could still be in his late 20s having been a Marine.
Yeah.
I don't know about this. And it just so fully misses the point of everything Green Lantern. We're not even going to get construct swords. We're not going to get constructs at all, are we? We're going to get nothing out of this deal.
No, we're truly not going to get a single thing that you're going to want.
Yeah.
Because
they would have put it in the trailer if we were going to do that.
Yeah.
This show has been in production for over a year now. If they had that footage, it would have been in the trailer to hype us up. This is a realistic expectations trailer.
Yep.
This is what the show is going to be. Do not hype it to be something else. It's not going to be that. This is all it's going to be.
And it's going to tank.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have HBO Max or whatever the fuck it's called now.
No.
And this is not let's refer to it in video game terms, this is not a system seller. This is not something somebody's going to get it just to see this show.
Not with this budget.
No. Not with this fucking trailer.
No. And it's super frustrating because you look at Mandalorian and it's like you could even do something like that where you use the volume and you don't have to pay for full sets, but you have some elements that are real and some elements that are fake, and then you have the volume to make up the middle ground. And they don't even do that. It's just so like it shows you what HBO's I don't want to say priorities because it's not even them, it's their business daddy. This is what business daddy has been doing with HBO is just bullshit nonsense.
Nice John Oliver reference.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. But that's all that it's been, and it's been passed around so many times. At this point, it's practically just like a hangnail, a hanging chad on a Disney Plus subscription, where it's like, hey, we'll throw in HBO Max for like $5 a month, and it's like, okay, I mean, who fucking cares,
Yeah. That looks terrible.
It does. I'm so disappointed.
I know you have a couple things that Miss Kelly is going to be joining us.
She is going to be joining us for. I do want to do a quick mention. I'm not going to do a full review yet because I haven't finished it, but I've been watching a Ninja Turtles TV show from 2012 that has Sean Astin as Raphael.
Nice.
Among others. Seth Green takes over for Leonardo halfway through the show. Jason Biggs is Leonardo to begin the show. It's weird. And then
I know that show because I remember hearing an interview with him. He said he was voicing it.
Yeah. And then he leaves like after 3 seasons, and they have to get another guy.
It was during the Me Too movement when he got called out for doing something and he got kicked off the show.
No, they did. So here's the thing: the show is tough because I really like it, but I think that's the best review for it. I really like it, but it's Nickelodeon's first bite at the apple. And so there's 2 things. One, the animation is atrocious. It looks bad. I would love to sit here and be like, it's fine. It looks worse than the Star Wars Clone Wars. Oof. It's bad. The animation, you can call it stylized.
Kind of that, like, blocky, stylized.
Very blocky, like early 2000s, even though it came out 10 years after that style would have been acceptable.
Yeah.
So animation, you're just going to have to get over it. And it's all fart and butt jokes. It's all fart and butt jokes. Because it's Nickelodeon, so it's all slime and fart and butt jokes. And you're just like, okay, all right. Oh, the Krang have this giant monkey monster, and it has butt lasers. And they fart when they fire. Okay, all right, whatever. You kind of there's a lot of that. You have to just get over it and not let it bother you. Because the rest of the show is weirdly, like, super adult-based. Because not in terms of its storylines, but all of its reference points. It's a show written, like, with references everywhere. Xenomorphs from fucking Alien show up. You have Terminator shows up as a cockroach. You have fucking Jason shows up as a giant plant monster.
Oh, weird.
Napoleon Dynamite. Like, they actually got John Heater to come and play Napoleon the Frog.
Oh, my God.
There's weird reference points everywhere. Everything is weird and referential, and you see where all the references lead, but there's no way a child would get all of these reference points. And it's weird and challenging, and yet also really good because it hits really nice nostalgia points along the way. So they do have really good action, which is a good, a good satisfier for each episode. They do a lot of actual mutation stuff. So you like do the whole Baxter Stockman, and then they do like the Fly thing.
Okay.
For Baxter Stockman. You're like, okay, all right, this is interesting. What was the other one that they did? A Nightmare on Elm Street. But instead of Freddy Krueger, it's 4 weird cosmic beavers that can attack you in your dreams. Like, there's weird shit. There's weird shit everywhere here.
So people were doing a lot of drugs at Nickelodeon.
Yeah. And like, just like being like, what other 80s thing can we reference? There's Gremlins at various points. They have like Gremlin references. What was the other one that was really good? That I was like, what was the point of this? I don't know why is this even here? They do stuff like the first Ninja Turtles movie, they do a huge reference to, where in order to take Jason Biggs out, they bring in a guy that can do a Jason Biggs voice. Yeah. And then they have the whole thing where Leo goes off, a la Raph in the first one, gets in a fight, loses, and has to be brought to the farmhouse when they have to evacuate the city so that he can heal up. And they just do the first Ninja Turtles movie. And it's like, okay, this feels super at home, but new because it's a little different. Everything is just a little different. And then he wakes up and he sounds like Seth Green. And they're like, why does he sound like that? And he's like, because he got so hurt. His vocal cords are permanently damaged. Oh no. And so, but like, they have
so weird.
They have a thing, The Thing. Like John Carpenter's The Thing reference point. Like, so many weird things that just crop up and you're like, I don't know who this is for, but I guess it's for me because I understand all of these references. They have an Attack on Titan reference at one point.
Okay, now that is reaching.
They have Wingnut and Screwloose are Batman and Robin, but a la the 60s Batman and Robin, the old Chum era Batman and Robin. And it's just like all this weird shit. You get an incredible voice cast. So you have like fucking David Tennant and Clancy Brown and JB Smoove.
Who's David Tennant play?
The Fugitoid.
Oh my god.
Because they do the whole space thing.
Yeah.
They go off into space and there's this whole thing in space. Keith David, Peter Stormare, Ron Perlman shows up as a cosmic shark bounty hunter. Like
I don't think that's legally allowed to have Ron Perlman and Clancy Brown in the same animated show. I don't think that's legally allowed.
They have like a dumb, gang that the Turtles can beat up, and then the gang gets a new leader who is Bruce Lee. He's just Bruce Lee, like a vaguely coded Bruce Lee.
Oh my god!
So that he actually has a chance to fight the Turtles, but it's Bruce Lee. In a similar vein, they have a mafioso style gangster, and the big man, the muscle for it, is a vaguely Sylvester Stallone stand-in, and he has like a big mech suit that he walks around and goes, hey, oh, hey, and it's just like, I don't know who this is for, but I am eating up every second of it. And then in between, there's fart jokes every once in a while. Yeah. And you're just like, yes, and the fart jokes, and the fart jokes.
What's it streaming
on? It's on Paramount, but I also just bought all of it on my own Vudu. So, but I'm sure it's on Paramount. But it's like, I can't I don't know if I would recommend it to everybody, but I think it's really stupid and fun. And I think if you don't mind really dumb fart jokes, there's some really good stuff here. Kevin Michael Richardson voices the Shredder.
Oh, nice.
So that's really good. I don't even know where to begin with some of it. There are weird elements. All of the turtles have crushes on mostly human women. And so Donnie has a crush on April. Leo has a crush on Karai, Shredder's daughter. And Mikey has a crush on a time traveler that they meet. And you're just like, there's so many things in this show. And I don't know what to do with all of them as they come up. But like they flow together really well. Yeah. You never feel lost. It does feel really fun. Lance Hendrickson shows up as one of the voice actors.
Nice.
Like it's Michael Dorff is one of the head Triceratons. And it's just like it's literally everybody. You trip over names as you're walking around. And it's funny, it's self-referential. It's very stupid at times, but also deeply serious at times. I'll finish with this. Once the bulk of the show ends, there's still 2 seasons where Nickelodeon was like, this is still successful, and we haven't finished making our next iteration yet, so we're just going to keep making this one under a new title because the Shredder died and Splinter died, and we finished like the general storyline of everything. So they have a spin-off show, and the spin-off show's intro is just, again, in a I don't know who this is for, so I guess it's for me. It's just a vaguely ripped off version of the Cowboy Bebop intro. And you're just like, I love this. This is so stupid and wonderful, and I'm totally into it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know who came up with this. I don't know who this is for. I don't know what 12-year-old will understand what this is. But I fucking love this. Like, this is the kind of shit I'm talking about. Is like stuff where no one calls attention to it. It's not a big deal. But if you get it, you fucking get it.
Yeah.
And you're like, why? Some of it is stupid. Why is the guy that turns into Bebop basically Michael Jackson? He does all of the Michael Jackson-isms. It's like, okay, was this... okay, all right, it's fine. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. Who are these references for? Yeah. I guess me.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, my son's 10. He doesn't know any references going back to 2015 when he was born. He doesn't know any of those references that, you know, anytime in the 2010s, the 2020s.
Even in 2012, some of these references, I'd be like, who is this for?
Yeah.
You know, what child is going in 2012 who was born in 2000, conservative estimate, is going to sit here and be like, oh, yes, a Michael Jackson impersonation.
Only if your parent is a nerd.
Yeah.
It's the only way.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's the only way. Because, like, I look at my wife. She grew up in a household where they weren't into pop culture, really.
Yeah.
So, like, there are 80s and 90s references that any one of us nerds would know in a heartbeat. She has no idea.
Yeah.
And it's only because she wasn't given that kind of information.
Exactly.
But you're right. Unless your kid is somebody that right away you sit down and say, I'm going to show you all these old Amazing Spider-Man cartoons and all this stuff, they're never going to know this shit.
I think it's just the creators being like, I want this here.
Yeah.
And Nickelodeon being like, go ahead. Nobody's going to stop you. And as a result, you just get this weird mishmash of things that the creators clearly love and had to reference.
That's a big reason why you and I are always preaching doing animation instead of live action on some of these superhero, because you can fit this shit in.
Yes.
Just do animated.
They do, this is my last bit, they do at one point a super referential thing where during the run of this show, there was the Michael Bay movies. And if you remember back when the first Michael Bay movie came out, there was this vaguely viral moment that was the Turtles beatboxing in an elevator as they wrote it down. And it starts with Mikey banging his nunchucks together. And so in this show, at one point, they start with Mikey banging his nunchucks together while they're riding an elevator. And Ref just decks him.
I love it.
There we go.
And I watched an old interview with Alan Ritchson, I think he says his name, the guy that plays Reacher.
Yeah.
He was one of the Turtles.
Yeah.
And he said it was
the worst
experience. You saw that interview? Yeah.
It was hot. It was bothersome.
And they would just leave them places and say, and they didn't get invited to the premiere or anything like that. It's like, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck Michael Bay in those movies.
Yeah, those movies were bad.
No.
They make a joke about them at one point, accusing someone of being, do you think I'm Megan Fox? Because they were seen as helpless only to be able to do something. And they're like, oh, I thought you were in trouble. And it's like, who do you think I am, Megan Fox?
Oh, that's awesome. That is awesome. That gets an A+ right there.